Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at Gen Con 50. I'm sitting down with Sarah Erickson from Renegade Game Studios, and you brought us Clank in space!
Yes, and you even said it right. Good job.
Anytime there's an exclamation point in a game title, I'm on it.
It's very exciting, and we wanted to make it very exciting for everybody, and so we did a secret announcement for this one. We sort of...
Clank in space!
We put out a few spoilers, and then the day before Gen Con we announced this, and we had copies here for sale. So it was fun, and we did that because it's still Clank, and you still already know how to play this game, but there's all these special extra things, especially for gamers. This is really a little bit meatier version of regular Clank, and we're in space now, which I love.
And I'm kind of interested because sound is such a critical component of Clank. And I was like, how is this going to work in space?
Well, if you imagine being out in the atmosphere or something like that, obviously you're going to have a harder time hearing if you're way out in space, but you're in a spaceship.
No
so
one can hear you
out.
Clank in space.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. And I think that you already figured out what's so great about this game is that there's all these things in space sci-fi universes that we already know and love, that there's a lot of good jokes in this game.
Right. I was already doing Clank in space. That was right before we got on camera, so yeah, I could go on all day. But let's assume people have seen Clank, played it, heard of it. If they haven't, go here. And that they sort of have that base understanding of sort of the Clank framework that this might be sitting on top of.
Absolutely.
So what is unique to the in-space version?
The first thing you're going to notice is that obviously the board is really different. We no longer just have a square board. We actually have a puzzle piece modular board. It might be hard to see, but these three different areas of the board are separate, and they're also double-sided. So because there's three different places, three different tiles, they're double-sided. If you do that math, it turns out to be 48 different possible configurations of this board, which means there's a lot of chance to play in different ways of getting through this spaceship to the end. In this one, you still are trying to collect artifacts, which are all hidden down here by Lord Erraticus, and he has been traveling around the universe collecting treasures, plundering them, stealing them from people. And now you are going to come into his lair and steal them back while he's on his victory tour. But of course you don't want to make him too angry for several reasons. And one thing that is new and different about this game that I like is when he increases on the rage track, if he gets past one of these points with a red cube, it's going to go into the bag as well. If one of the red cubes gets pulled, these are security bots, they're going to deal damage to everybody. So you may think you're safe and still get damaged. Another thing that's really different other than the modular board is just the way you move around here in general. You're going to have to think about it a little bit more. You're going to be required to drop your data cubes into at least two of these different three modules before the force field for this whole area comes down for you. So even if somebody else has made it down there, you're still going to have to go and drop those data cubes. So you'll have to really plan out a path to be able to do that. You can't just run in and run out and screw up everybody else. You're going to have to plan. There are a few other ways you can move around the board. We have these telepaths that allow you to jump between other telepaths, but you have to buy those in the market just like a regular game. We have some special items you can buy. There's also a turbo lift that goes all the way through the middle of the board, but if he gets really angry, then the turbo lift can get blocked, and all of a sudden you can't use that as an escape route, which is important because you're going to have to go all the way to the end of the board, and hopefully one of these escape pods is still available.
It's hopefully ready and waiting for you.
That's right, because if you go that direction and there's not an escape pod there because somebody else already left, you're going to have to reroute and try and make it around to another space. It makes it a lot more difficult to survive in some respects, but I think that people will be a little bit more aware of the board.
You can definitely see how this amps up the decision making from original Clank by a large margin.
Exactly, but it's still Clank. You still are doing these fun things, and the cards are still incredibly flavorful. That was one of my favorite things about.
As you were talking, I will fully admit I was getting a little distracted by the cards that are sitting here right in front of me. Like, that's
there's
funny.
So many good ones. Oh my gosh, I love all the references from when I was a kid. We have things like
so I'll kind of put these front and center though. We've got Wound to Be Gone,
which are two different decisions, red and blue. You can guess the movie that one's from.
Right. We've got Battle School Genius, which is also suspiciously similar, I'm going to say, to a book.
Yep. I think
Also
you've got that one
movie.
figured out. And we just have generic things that would be sci-fi space related.
Like cool space pirate cat with antenna.
Yeah, there's just a ton of hilarious jokes and puns, and the flavor text is amazing. So this game is still lighthearted, and
He wonders if he has a twin. Yes. Oh my gosh, you could just spend this. I could see people just sitting there going through the deck and having a fabulous time.
I really want to see a whole list of all of the references here on BGG. I think if anybody wants to make that list,
somebody go make a geek list.
I think that would be a fun one. I would go read that.
Right.
I think it'd be enjoyable. So those are the main differences. There are still some other little subtle things that you're going to have to learn in this game, but for the most part,
you're going to have to go play it to find out what they are.
Right. And it's coming out in October, so you don't have to wait too long.
And how long do we each say a game takes us?
It's about the same as regular Clank, so it'll be about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your group.
Fantastic. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for giving us a sneak peek of Clank in space.
Thank you.